hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, it's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop, it's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
I like the Falcons just tape for 3 seasons.
Jameis now on first down. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now the first carry for Ronald Jones. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting the tone.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something, double turnovers, but instead they'll keep the possession on the INT. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
And to give this time to the tailback. He'll have a first down inside the 10. That good for 19 on a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
They go play action with Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Another try after the first down sack. Jackson gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Let's go.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal.
45.
From the gun, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Levante David making his presence felt in the backfield.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on first and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal. Now it's Jackson. And he's getting the hook up to Moore. A 10-yard completion, but still now facing third and goal.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space.
Let's go one more. Tight end right. We got 4. Go. He's coming to you. Motion. Hey.
Third and goal, Jackson. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. George Kittle. His third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Gano the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Jameis to throw it. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It's almost closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Here's Jackson to throw. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
So 2nd and inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. Eluding the pressure right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Good coverage that time by Sean Bunting.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense, too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. There's Jackson on 3rd and long. He's going to look deep for... Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll come out in the pistol. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. 2nd and goal from the 1. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Tyree Jackson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in.
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, fullback. It takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. Right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. From the gun, Winston. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, instead of 4th down after the incompletion, it'll be 1st down, roughing the passer.
Coaches love their defenses to be aggressive, but they want them to be smart as well. Have to leave the quarterback alone at a certain point.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. This one complete to Scott Miller. 23 yards on the play.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
That's caught by Howard. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A very solid gain of 27. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. To the air again with Winston. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. So on fourth down, on comes the Buccaneer kicker, Matt Gay. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. And Gay knocks this one through. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Devin White coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. To throw is Jackson. He's going to look deep down the field. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, 82 yards. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. This is taken at the 18. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. He finds his man Johnson. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. His throw caught at about the 5. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey, and he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think that? And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Vic Beasley. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Looking for Godwin, and he's got it complete. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. On 3rd down, Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. McCaffrey following the penalty. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And this thing gets blown up well behind the line of scrimmage, but the marker is down on the field. Who's this against? Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Jackson. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. They've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check, and they're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
54. Got to do better.
Jackson now. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Watch the slant. Go. Watch the motion. 45.
Now Jackson. This is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Gano for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Winston. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 43 yards. Now Winston under a heavy rush, and down he goes. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Winston. And he's going to go down again. Brian Burns in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. Winston. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. To throw is Winston. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Panthers will get the football back. That's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. McCaffrey with a 1st down and more. And nothing but daylight ahead. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, 64 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on.
Well, 3 scores in this game. I think that deserves some type of a broad gesture. I know in hockey, that's called a hat trick, and people throw their hats out on the ice. What about us? What can we do for this guy?
Well, if I'm his teammates, I'm buying him a little steak dinner tonight, right? At least a skirt steak, probably a filet.
Oh, you're going big. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, skirt at minimum,
skirt
filet
steak.
at
Come
maximum.
on. You can't give the guy a skirt steak.
That's true. Filet, 10 ounce, 16 ounce.
Porterhouse.
Fine. Extra point try, good by Gano. And that will extend this big lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make him nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that a team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool. You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Carl Nassib with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And we're back now in Charlotte. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
DJ Moore with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game, and privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching, and he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Gano the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means...
And, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by James Bradbury. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, man, watch the boot, watch the boot.
And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says.
Let's go now. 54. 15 on it. 15 on it. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On the 54. Yo, I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine. You're all mine, baby. Get this. You're all mine.
Got some real estate inside the 30 and all the way down to the 25-yard line. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Now it's Jackson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and take it like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Lavonte David in on the tackle.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. Working out of the gun, Winston. It's caught by Mike Evans. And the ball is knocked out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. A big pickup there, 18 yards and a Buccaneer first.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Here's Winston. And down inside the 15 he goes. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
Set, 8, read. Let's go, baby. They turn over. Get that ball. Get that ball. Now.
And they take a knee.
A loss of a yard. It's now 3rd and 13. Today's final score.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they?